And now the real reason you came to this concert, it is time for the Senior Awards. This is another tradition. How many traditions have we had so far? It's just steeped in tradition, as you can tell. So this is where the seniors get to roast the underclassmen. However, in this case, it really isn't very much of a fair fight because there are 15 seniors and only 10 underclassmen. So I think we can all identify with whoever we want to identify with in this one. Here they come.
I guess I'm going first. This one goes to one of the bright young stars of this group. He's very talented. But sometimes he's come under some, what some people would consider negative influences. Let me start with, last year, I'm on a band and orchestra trip. I'm sitting on the back of the bus with Quinn Rockland. So, naturally our conversation turned to music. And so I asked him, hey man, what kind of guys are you listening to? And he was like, well, I actually listen to a lot of Kenny G. And I said, oh boy. So Quinn says, man, I don't really get why people don't like Kenny G. And I'm like, well, he's kind of corny, but music is music, so if that's what you're into, I'm not going to stop you. But I advise you not to tell other people, because they will make fun of you. Fast forward to Reno, end of last April. So he's playing with the 4 o'clock band, and we're in the clinic afterwards. And the judge, Steve Roach, he's giving out the awards. So, of course, Quinn gets a Outstanding Soloist Award. And the judge asks him, hey Quinn, man, you sound really great. Who have you been listening to? So he hesitates. He looks at me, makes eye contact, looks back at Steve, and says, I don't really listen to jazz that much. So Quinn, we're going to give you the Kenny G Award for being the only person in this band who's going to make money from music.
So this is my 4th year in the band, and it took some training, but I got to the point midway through my sophomore year where I didn't even have to raise my hand anymore. Miss Klein would say something and then she'd say, yes, Eli, what do you have to say? I always had something. But beginning of this year, I called everything into question because Miss Klein asked if the band had any questions about something she just said. And this hand shoots up from the front row. And I'm thinking, what the hell's going on here? This is absolutely not okay. I look down and it is my little big brother. Big little brother? So, anyway, 2 years ago I got the Curious George Award, and Zev, today you get the Curious George Jr. Award.
So as we were doing awards tonight, Miss Klein was talking about the seniors. She was talking about how kind everyone in the band is. But there's one person in particular who's maybe one of the nicest people I've ever met, and one of my best friends. He is so kind and so thoughtful. Fairly often I'll come into 4th period and I'll be like, man, I'm so hungry. And he's always like, hey, I have some almonds in my backpack, do you want some? And I'm like, wow, that's exactly what I wanted. And he does stuff like, when it's time for mutes in class, to pass them out to us, and he's always making sure that everybody has their music, and very helpful on when we go on field trips and stuff. And so I just really, really appreciate him.
And I also appreciate this young lad because earlier this week, a group of us, including this young lad, we all went swimming up near, it's called Lake Anza, and I can't swim, and totally thought I could. And so I'm hanging out by the ropes, and then I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna go swim in the deep end where I can't touch the bottom, and I'm gonna work it out. So I was gonna try and go from one end of the ropes to the next end of the ropes, and I know like the basics of swimming. So anyway, I get about 3/4 of the way there, and then I stop because I run out of breath, and I feel myself not like almost drowning, and like I'm like flapping and panicking, and this lad comes to my rescue, pulls me to the ropes. I remember screaming, this lad, I'm gonna drown. And he said, you're not gonna drown, man, you're not gonna drown. And he really pulled through, and then the lifeguards came, and I was carried away. But this dude sacrificed, sacrificed his breath, his life, his ability to swim, just to get my stupid butt to the ropes. So I really appreciate him for that.
So Nico, for being the kindest, most thoughtful person in our band, we are awarding you the Swell Lad Award.
So I had the pleasure with sharing a stand with one of our baby boomers, our baby stars this year for a lot of the year. I would always come into jazz and would soon be followed by another baby star coming and asking for his chem homework. I guess he was a genius or something. But even more memorably, every time I walk into band, I hear this great trumpet noodling coming from behind the stand. And you can't see this guy's face, but you can see a large tuft of hair coming out above the stand. And this is why I'm awarding Max the Jimmy Neutron Award.
So my junior year, I fell in love. And his name's Jossam. And we really hit it off, and he just warms my heart. And he used to give me smooches. But that's come to an end because of a certain someone. So, Mabel, I'd like to give you the Mr. Steal Your Girl Award. Steal your man, excuse me.
Okay, so the other day in rehearsal, we were playing this one song that Miss Klein's band played when she was in the band. And she asked our lead trumpet, can you play this note instead? Because the lead trumpet player in our band used to play that. And we were like, yeah, sure. And then I think Eli said, who was the lead trumpet, Miss Klein? And Miss Klein goes, oh, it was Herb Sneed. And so we laughed for a while, like, Herb Sneed, that's such a funny name. Who's named Herb Sneed? And Miss Klein goes, no, Herb Sneed did not look like a Herb Sneed. Herb Sneed was a god. And I think at one point she says, I think Herb Sneed really made me confused about my sexuality for a few years. And so as we were thinking about these senior awards, we thought to ourselves, you know what? We kind of have a Herb Sneed of our own in this band. So, dashingly handsome Isaiah Hammer, you get the Herb Sneed Award.
next award goes to an esteemed member of the jazz ensemble. And as a matter of fact, I've had the pleasure of being in a combo with this amazing drummer as well. And, you know, after we play every tune, it's like, you know, man, that sounded great, but could you be a little quieter? just play a little less, and it'll be perfect. And on account of that, we're giving Pepe the Putin Award because he's loud and he's always rushing.
This next award is for someone who is maybe the coolest person in this band. You always, every time you get a smile out of him, it feels like the best day in the world. But he starts laughing, and then you feel like you're the coolest person in the world. After this guy. And then immediately your hopes are dashed. So, immediate frown. So this next award, Jose, you received the award.
This next award is about to go to probably one of my favorite people in the band, but they don't really know it. Oh, thank you for stealing my joke. This is probably one of my favorite people in the band, but they don't know this. This is an award, okay, thank you, don't interrupt me. This is an award that if I weren't a senior, I think I would definitely get. And I appreciate this about this person because this is kind of a roast, but mostly a compliment. And that's how I would take it, so that's how I'm going to give it to this person. This is a person who has many options in life. This person can do whatever they want, have whoever they want, okay? So the Bachelorette Award goes to Kira.
Congratulations, Kara. This next award, I think it might actually be the last award, goes to the coolest member of the band.
Nope.
I'm just joking. He's not that cool. There's actually kind of two awards here. It's kind of like a unofficial award, maybe honorary. I want to give the title as someone of a club. No, not Berkeley High alumni. Very good club. A club of musicians. And I want to induct you, Oliver Cooper, as an honorary musician. I know many times you thought, I might practice. I might read this music. I might count it off. But you know what? It was all just honorary. And of course, you have an official award for all your swag, all the clothes you wear, and all the shoes you don't wear, your keys and your trail mix. I want to present you with the Berkeley Dad Award. Great club to be in.